Hey y'all, it's Paula with Hillbilly Orchids. Welcome back to my channel. I had a request from Michael McCarthy to do an update on my Sophronitis cernua aurea. Now, as you can see in front of you, I have two, and they are not the greatest in the world. They are definitely small. This is the one I got from High Desert Orchids. This is cernua aurea. This one, of course, the last couple leaves you can tell have been the best off of the seedling. She's definitely putting out a new root, which they do right now at this time of year. They do only put roots out one time a year, and it's usually in the fall. And we got a new growth coming right there. Now, this big fella, which is on probably too big of a mount, this one I actually got from Diamond Orchids, and this growth here recently fuddy-duddied. Don't know why, don't know what happened to it. It, of course, too, is it's pushing its roots as well. But, and it has a new growth in between there, if you can see it right there. So, but these are the newer leaves, and basically looking good. Me and him's in sort of a competition about it, see who can bloom at first, which is probably going to be him, because I think he got better plants than I did. I really do. I believe that. I don't know. This one was really, really small, and this one actually cost me more than this one. So there you go. But while we have them here, I want to talk to you a little bit about them. They're really an interesting little plant, honestly. They're still pretty rare in cultivation. Diamond Orchids is mainly the leader in having them, and most of the information that I learn about them and read about them is off of Diamond Orchids websites. You know, if he says something about a plant, I listen, you know, because Peter Lynn is very, 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 you know, he's very good. He knows his stuff. He breeds all kinds of orchids. So basically, off of his website, it says the yellow form is still quite rare in cultivation and extremely desirable. Plants seem to be even more finicky than the other types, and it is. Like I said, I have lost roots. This is the second growth on this one I have lost. I lost one, I believe, in this area before as well. So they are more finicky. I do have a time with these plants, I really do. The leaves are a light green, and they do not have the maroon stripe across the midrib like the regular cernuas do. The flower shape is a bit more open, about 2 inches to 5 centimeters across, and the color is the most brilliant yellow. Due to a rarity of this form, they have not been line bred and have not reached a superior size and shape of the type form, which meaning the cernua type form. As far as I know, there are currently no tetraploid yellow forms. So that's important in breeding, because you need the tetraploid to be able to, I think, seed them properly. So yeah, he's like I said, he's the breeder. That's more along the lines of the things that he has to know. So, but basically, it says since the roots are very sensitive, it is important to use water that is low in dissolved salts. I recommend rainwater or distilled water or reverse osmosis treated water. For mounted plants, mist the plant daily or every other day in very humid conditions. Since the plant's natures are subject to nightly fog, it is fine to water them in the afternoon or early evening. See, they like a different time of day to be watered than most plants. So that's why these guys get watered in the evening in my routines, not during the day. They don't get watered in the morning. So, but because of the fog, yes, they do like to be watered in the evening. For potted plants, knowing when to water is more challenging. He does go into some different areas about potting and how you should pot. He says plants and moss should just barely be moist before watering again. And if you have algae or green moss growing on top, you are probably keeping it too wet. So I don't. He has some pros about potting them, and he has some cons about mounting them. You know, each has their pros and cons. So, I mean, he has some that he pots and he has some that he mounts. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Basically, fertilizer. Fertilize very light when plants are in active growth. Use a fertilizer formulated for pure water. And in fertilizing plants and moss, it is very important to flush the pot heavily once a month if you regularly fertilize your plants, because you know moss holds more salts and everything, and you are recommended to definitely change the moss once a year on these plants, because it's just they don't handle decomposing moss well at all. They don't handle salts. They are a little more finicky. They're not typical of a regular cernua. They're really not. It says light, you need bright filtered sunlight. If you're growing in full sun, you need a 70% shade cloth would provide the right amount of light. A range of about 2,500 to 3,000 foot candles would be about right. If the temperature reaches 90 plus degrees, it is best to provide more shade. The leaves should be a medium green color. Ideal daytime temperatures is between 70 and 80 degrees or 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. The plants can tolerate temperatures over 90, but for just short periods of time. If not, they will experience stress. The plants appreciate a dip into the 60s or 16 Celsius or below at night. I have found plants will be fine with winter night temperatures into the mid-30s to Celsius. In order to bloom plants well, it is important to have a day-night differential. So that one's going to be more of a challenge for me. Of course, like I said, this year I am changing things up with my grow space, and my grow space is going to be colder. I really thought that by me keeping it, at a nice even 68, 70 degrees, that I was benefiting my plants, and I'm not. So this year is going to be a marked change in how my grow room is going to go. So, but humidity is 60 to 70% relative humidity all year if plants are mounted or when the roots are exposed. If potted plants can tolerate lower humidity levels, potted plants can tolerate lower humidity levels. With high humidity, gentle air movement around the plant is recommended. They do love air movement. They're definitely, he said even the ones that he has potted, they're hanging, and they do have a nice breeze. Of course, I know you can hear my fan that moves back and forth, but I can show you the amount of air that they have on them just by this moss. So, yeah, definite good airflow. But so that kind of covers a little bit about them. Like I said, they really are a sought after plant. People really do want these plants. They're beautiful. They have a beautiful yellow small bloom, but these plants really honestly aren't for everybody. They are finicky. Like I said, this one I've been losing bulbs on, and these, like I said, the seedling, I mean, it's grown okay, and the seedling leaves will tend to start fading the more mature the plant gets. But you know, these leaves are a little yellower, a little yellower, a little yellower than I'd like them to be. Sorry. They are a little yellower than I would like them to be. And, you know, but they probably are, you know, these newer bulbs and growths, they're just using, you know, some of their back reserves till this plant gets established. But like I said, I know it's kind of hard to see, but that we've got another root coming out there. So, but now it's time to get these guys watered for the evening. It is evening time, and hang them back up and let them finish out their day. But yeah, they're definitely, this year they will get the differential change, night and day differential. So, like I said, we will see how things happen over the winter and see what happens next spring. So there you go. There is my update on the Sophronitis cernua aurea. And with that said, I appreciate y'all stopping by and hanging out with me. And bye for now, you beautiful people, till we meet again.